think less without it. I'm a cut at anything that's in my psyche. Feeling best of high key. Running back.
Tonight,
from Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh,
it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Throwing first play is Pickett. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. Now a give. Running left is Harris. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 15 carries, 62 yards.
And while they locked up the #1 seed last week, I don't expect them to change what they do in the running game. I expect them to continue to play the exact same way, but with a change up in personnel because they want to make sure that their #1 guy has fresh legs for the playoffs.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And I know, just like me, you're fired up about this one because this is the irresistible object and the immovable force. They're going ahead.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And this returnable for Harris. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. Here's Achane to start the drive. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader. And quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting. But I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally.
Achane hit and the ball is held. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And I guess we're back to square one. A rocky start here. A turnover followed by a turnover.
Not exactly what we expected going into the game, but I always wonder about the nerves and people starting, the emotions of the game. Sometimes it takes a little while for that to play out and for them to settle in. Let's hope that that's taken care of now.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Taylor. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle. That's caught inside the 20. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start them out. Has them at the 45 already. Harris running straight ahead. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. This defense for the Dolphins, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
Yeah, they held them to well under 200 yards of total offense, and in today's NFL, that's a feat to be proud of, especially with the emphasis on offense and what we're seeing each and every week, that great creativity and usual productivity.
Harris going to get it again on second down. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 39-yard line. Pickett's throw completes a Freiermuth. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Najee Harris, well built for work down here near the end zone. That's a nice job there to hold him up. But I doubt we've seen the last of him on this drive.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all of those things? But the best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again. On a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
Off the play fake, here's Taylor. They'll roll him out right. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Play action. Now Taylor out to his left. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
On second down, a run by Achane. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 23. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll run for it with Achane. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion,
and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was Devon Achane who finished things off with a touchdown reception. Comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Pickett, here's one deep for Pickens. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Pickett right back to the air again. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. Touchdown! Chris Godwin from 6 yards away. And the Steelers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Moody good with the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. In motion right, that's Hardman. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Play action, it's Taylor. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mecole Hardman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Dolphins will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 21-10 game. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Aaron Jones, a touchdown run in the victory. We'll stay in the NFC North as we head over to the Motor City to check on the Lions at home in Detroit. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco, well over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run as well. And finally, on Monday Night Football.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And no run back here as the 3rd quarter will commence with a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. It'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their own 12-yard line. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Pickett.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Pickett.
That is caught. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And a quick slant gets exactly 10. And by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
Pickett now from the gun here. Finding Pickens for another catch.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Buchanan.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Pickett looking to throw on 2nd down.
Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Pickett sets up play action.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Brandon Jones. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Looking to throw. Pickett. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, what a season it's been for them, Charles. They have already, with 3 weeks left before the playoffs, clinched that #1 overall seed. And, of course, what comes with that is the first-round bye.
It's not just that open week that they've clinched. They've also clinched their status as a heavy favorite to represent their conference in the Super Bowl. So all these other teams are going to have to play it out, jockey around, and try and get into the playoffs. What they have to decide is how much do they play their key players down the stretch in order to be ready to go when the playoff games begin.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Achane is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Only a yard on the pickup there, 2nd and goal. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Hubbard is into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Job 1 to pick up the first down is complete. That was a big third down conversion, but they got to watch the clock. It's starting to become their enemy a bit here in a 2-score game.
Which means they have to pick up the pace, right? The tempo has to be upped. And what they do is they tell the quarterback in his helmet, hey, listen, when we pick up the first down here, tell everyone we're going. We're moving now to 2-minute offensive phase, and everyone on the bench area, they're waving them along too. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Now inside the 25.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
James Cook, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
They'll run. Achane.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami.
Devon Achane.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Dolphins have opened up a 3-score lead as they pull away here in the 4th. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protect.
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end.
I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
The Steelers ready for their next possession. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Back to throw. Pickett. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
They'll throw again with Pickett.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Back to throw again.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset.
3rd and 3.
And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Trying with Pickett here on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Powell. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Pickett, he's going to throw it again.
And eventually he's taken down here. Great coverage downfield, resulting in the sack.
Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
Oh, what a
and a penalty
line.
flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Moody good with the extra point.
And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Devon Achane.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins tack on another score as they have dominated this 4th quarter. What a game it's been for him in the backfield, Charles, as he pounds it into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, and he hits the end zone one more time, and his blockers cleared all those lanes. Before the snap, they called for the heavy unit, right? 3 tight ends coming on the field, and they got the job done clearing the way.
They're going to try and run. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of a 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both your pins in this last game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for 2.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
2nd down, here's Pickett.
Dumps off to Powell. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Pickett, 4th down. Desperation time.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken.
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
Mecole Hardman
High in the air to bring it in.
And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Now Taylor going to lead his guys up to go for 2.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football